What's up guys, it's Brandon Flash. Today you're joining me at sunset with my Rivian R1T and we're going to be talking about accessories. So as you may know, if you've been following this YouTube channel, I've had my Rivian R1T for just under 2 months here, and I've put almost 7,000 miles on it already. I've shopped some accessories, just some little things to change it and make life with my Rivian better, and I want to share them with you guys. I've also included links for all of these products down below. If you don't want to watch the whole video, you don't have to. There's links down below, just click those. They actually do help out the channel if you buy through those links on some of them, not all of them though. But anyway, I definitely appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get to it. So we're going to be starting out here on the exterior of the vehicle. I pulled a couple things out. These are jack adapters. So if you're familiar with Teslas, you know kind of what these are. And unlike a Tesla, these are actually necessary on a Rivian. So the way that the underbody on a Rivian is set up, I'll kind of show you here. If you watch my tire change video, you'll know. Basically, there are spots there. You can't really see it, that circle right there-ish. That's how you access the underbody jack points, where you slide this in. And if you don't have these and you need to jack up the Rivian, you actually have to remove underbody panels, which is really inconvenient. And those are actually held on with adhesive. So definitely not ideal. Highly recommend these. These are about $120. There's a link down below. And right now they're running a coupon special that I believe it's $10 off. So these are from Rivigear on Amazon. Here we have a Tesla to J1772 adapter. I've made a couple videos with this, not with the Rivian specifically, but with my with my ID4 and I believe with the Mini Cooper even. But basically this lets you use Tesla wall connectors like at hotels and things, but not Tesla superchargers, just to be clear. And that way you can charge your Rivian on it. So these are great if you're coming from a Tesla and you already have a wall connector installed in your garage. This will let you charge with it. Here we have a center console tray. This is from a company I believe called Best EV Accessory, something like that. I'll also be showing a different one once we move into the interior here a little bit. Coming in here, we have let's use the handy dandy flashlight from in the door pocket there. So this is carbon fiber trim. I don't love that it's carbon fiber, but it does the job. This then allows you to slide things in and out without scratching up the plastic panel there. That's from TWraps, link down below. Coming around over here where I have some of my detailing supplies. So I've got a whole bin there. Most of it's not really that necessary, but here's some of the core products. So we have glass cleaner. So this is the staple glass cleaner I use for pretty much everything. I included a link down below for Amazon, but I recommend you buying it at Walmart, Target, whatever like that. It's going to be like half the price, so definitely buy it locally. And this is a secondary bottle of a product called Bug Off, and that was recommended to me by Colton over at Clear Detailing, aka Out of Spec Detailing. And this is like a miracle. You spray it on before you go through a touchless car wash or before you hand wash your car. Just spray it on. I use it in like a 2-to-1 dilution basically, and then that way all the bugs just wash right off. Coming around to the front of the vehicle, you'll see these magnet carabiners. So these spots are actually magnetic, and that's for the under tray, which you can't see because I have so much stuff up here. But with these, it lets you just clip these on, and they're super strong. And you'll see over here, I actually have this portable bin bungee corded in, so that way if I didn't have stuff over here, it wouldn't slide about. So super handy. I have 2 of them there, especially since I usually have stuff in here. I can't actually fold the under or the subfloor that easily anyway, so figure I may as well use those magnets for something, because for some reason Rivian only included these tie down points up here and not on the back side. Kind of silly of them. Moving inside, back here we have a tablet mount for the back seat. So if you have kids, this is probably pretty useful. I don't personally have a huge need for this, being that I don't have kids, but that just slides on to the existing coat hook there, and then you can put your tablet on here. I don't have it fully secured, but this will support iPad minis, full-size iPads, whatever other typical size tablets will work there. That's really the only backseat accessory. Shut that. Shut that. Coming here to the door, this is also from a company called Riviparts. So this is an auxiliary cup holder. May not be necessary all the time, and the Europeans that are watching this will definitely laugh at me for even having this. But I think this could be useful on road trips. So like if you have a water bottle, but then you also have something in your main cup holder here. That way you just get a bonus cup holder essentially. And then they also make a mount that goes on the side of the tunnel here. On the side of the storage area, I guess you'd call that. So you can put that on either side, and that way you can have another cup holder there. Kind of handy. I don't know if I'm going to use that every day, but it's nice to have the option just of having another cup holder essentially. As I mentioned, we have this console tray, and then we also have the one that I prefer personally, and this one's from a company called TWraps. This one's actually 3D printed. I think it's a little bit better layout, and you don't have to feed your cords through it. That has the trays here, or the slots here instead. But realistically, I just put some little stuff there. Kind of have to tilt it to get it in, just like that. I think it generally works pretty well. I don't really take it in and out that often. This is a little flash drive, so it has USB-C on one end here, and then USB-A on the other. So this can be useful if you have gear guard videos that you want to transfer off to your computer. You usually leave that in there. This is another accessory that I have. This is the phone mount. I actually made a whole dedicated video about this specifically, but there's now the Riviparts Phone Mount Pro, as they've dubbed it. So this is the original here, and you can see that the base there is a little bit wider. Not sure how evident that is on video, but basically just makes it more stable. So that way it's not moving around at all. And I think it's a pretty big improvement. I think it's $1 more, or maybe the same price, but not anything significant. And that's also linked down below. And coming around to the back seat again here, two other products I wanted to mention, even though I don't specifically have them yet. So back here, you can see my pretty full under seat storage there. TWraps makes a slot here that goes in there and can divide the space. So I think that's really smart, and I would recommend that. I need to get some of those myself. And if you don't have the whole truck PPF'd like I do, I would highly recommend getting the TWraps. They have just this upper panel as a piece of PPF that you can buy. That way, when you're opening the tailgate, or not when you're opening, but when you're closing it, because there's no handle down here, you actually have to grab kind of just like that, or I guess you could use the very edge here, but that's not very stable. But you essentially have to put your hands on this paint, and I don't know about you, but that's definitely going to get scratched up if you don't have some sort of protection on there. And last but not least, I don't know how I could have forgotten about this, but we have screen protectors on all three screens. These are from TWraps. These are TPU kind of plastic material screen protectors. They work really well. This is the Gen 2 matte, so it doesn't have the little cutouts for the sensors because they're not actually necessary. Definitely still works with the auto brightness, works great. We also have that back here on the rear passenger screen, and I am a huge fan of matte screen protectors in cars. Greatly reduces fingerprints and just better usability in my opinion. And if you're a little bit of a speed demon like me, I have a radar detector up here. This is a Uniden R7. Uniden also has a Uniden R8 now, which was not available when I got it. This is the standard mount, but I actually hardwired it. So it's using the rear mirror dimmer wiring. And I linked to the kit, but I'm not doing a DIY video on how to do it because it was not that fun. However, someone, I believe on Rivian forums, I'll link it as well, did show some photos on how to wire it in up here. So I'll leave that at your own risk, but I'll at least point you in the right direction. And there we have it. Those are some of my favorite Rivian accessories. One thing I am looking for right now is a toolbox, plastic bin type thing that I can put in the tailgate or in the bed and not have it block either the tonneau or the spare tire well being able to open. So if you have any recommendations, definitely point me in the right direction. I would really appreciate it. Looks like the dimensions should be about 48 inches by, I believe it's 16 inches high and 16 inches deep, something like that. But anyway, I'd like to hear, what do you guys think? Are these some of the same accessories that you have on your own Rivian? Are there any accessories I missed? Just curious, is this a video that you guys like? If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one.